Morning YouTube, how is everyone today? You join me not on the trusty rusty thing of beauty that is the RS, but on the trusty, less rusty I guess, DRZ400E. E stands for this model, the Enduro, but E seems to stand for every time I ride it I fall off. So I'm out with Tony today in Kent, over towards Smeeth, and we're going to be doing a few little green lanes. I've got my TRF green lane map, so we're going to be stopping and plotting on a fairly regular basis. But Tony knows the first lane, which is just up here somewhere, so we're going to crack on down there and see how the day goes. Well, we know how it's going to go. It's going to go with me falling off and a lot of huffing and puffing on the microphone, so I apologise for that in advance, because there will be a lot of it. And it is actually pretty chilly today. I think it's about 8-9 degrees. So I've got me, it's an old Furigan jacket that I used to wear when I used to do a bit of off-roading 20 years ago. And it still seems to be alright. It's a bit of a step. Cheers, mate. Not suitable for vehicles. Sat-navs will be rerouted. I wonder how many people actually drive down here thinking it is a road in their normal cars. Well, I'll tell you something straight off, it's slippery. Yeah, it is slippery. Tony's got some new tyres on, so he's got some nice square edges on his. Mine have done a few miles now, so they're not rounded, but they're not as sharp as they could be. But yeah, it's definitely slippery. There's a lot of stones, so obviously the stone just gets wet and shiny and muddy, and you can't get the grip on it. But this is why I prefer. I used to do a lot of off-roading on two-strokes, old CR250s, which are road registered, and great for motocross, but off-road they literally were either on or off. And I'll put my feet up here. Whee! Don't want to get wet too early. And they were great, but if anyone that's ever in a competition motocross two-stroke, you will know that they are literally either on or off. You know, full send or nothing. And we were out one day with a mate of mine, Zach, and he had his old DR400E, I think it was, and I rode it and it just seemed to get traction everywhere. So I thought, yeah, do you know what, 4-stroke for me is the way to go. They do two-stroke, obviously, enduro bikes, and I'm sure they're tuned for bottom end or mid-range, because the CR250 definitely isn't. But yeah, 4-stroke works for me now. Right, I think I could do a map check up here, so I'm going to bung the camera off, and I'll be back in a second. Alright then, map check done. There's a couple towards Hastingly, or Hastingly. Tony's just switched his ABS back off, because he's got his CRF 250 Rally, which every time you turn the ignition off, it drops the ABS off. Don't have that problem on this. Being old, I've got a bit of moisture inside my goggles though. Which isn't great. I put a tear-off visor over the top of the lens to try and stop it getting scratched. might have got a bit of moisture between the two layers, so although it is clearing, it is clearing. Pull the old lens out a little bit as I'm riding. Now I remember this hill because I used to come down here on my mountain bike. It was a this was a Strava section, and they binned it in the end because it was too dangerous, because you go flat out down the hill. Probably doesn't look like a hill on here, but it is a hill, and then you'd have to brake flat out for that junction at the bottom, and they deleted it. Is this it? Yeah, it looks like it. Is this it, mate?
That's it,
Tony's just checking the sign, make sure it's all good. Alright.
you don't see the sign coming down the hill.
Ah. Tony's just saying that the sign's on the other side, you can only see it coming down the hill. I have to be careful. I park this off-road because I've lowered the suspension so I can actually reach the floor, being a short arse. The side stand needs dropping down a little bit as well. Right, let's let Big T go first. See, it's always handy riding with Tony because he's a big old strong lump, so when you do chuck your bike on the floor, he's there to pick it up for you. And he crashes less than I do. Look, standing up like a GS rider. Oh, there's another gate there. That's say annoying. I suppose it's not so much annoying as the way it is, isn't it? This one comes towards us. So yeah, I won't be doing too much videoing because obviously we want to be riding today. Oh, I get it. Don't forget, people always shut the gates. So the old farmer's getting upset with you, quite rightly. Oh, it's chalky under here. Yeah, it's very chalky and slippery, so I'm going to leave a nice bit of space in case Tony needs to start for a walker or dogs or anything really. You notice I didn't say in case he crashes, because he normally doesn't. That'll be me. Now what I don't like about stuff like this, oh this is slippery, is the old barbed wire fence that runs parallel. You can see that barbed wire fence there? Yeah, not happy. Well, say not happy, obviously it's a farm track, but you fall off on that and slide into it, you're going to know about it. So sometimes discretion is the better part of valour. Now on the camera you can't see how slippery this is, but take it from me, the bike is moving around a fair old bit. But at least you can stay in the rut. I say rut, stay in the track. Now because my GoPro sticks out the top, I've got to make sure that I duck for stuff and don't peel the bloody thing off. I've done that out riding before and I lost the microphone part, and I had to order another one from GoPro. Hear that spinning up? That's how slippery it is just on the road. Right, the other one's up here somewhere. So I'm going to bung the camera off, see if we get some decent lanes in. So, catch you in a bit. Is that off? It's not, is it? Let's try again. Right, first crash of the day, it was me. Lost it on a little bit of raised tarmac. Let's say a little bit. It was raised by about 2-3 inches, and the front wheel tucked under, and I was on the floor before I even knew I was going to crash, if that makes sense. And it did slide a bit of a way, but I think I've worn through the outer of my jacket, but that's because I was wearing armour. So my body armour took all of it, my knee armour took all of it. I was wearing proper bike gloves, so the leather on the palm, oh sorry Tone, leather on the palm is still spot on. So that's why you wear decent kit, people. Right, so we're looking for the next right hand turn, and it should be a little green lane. So yeah, I mean, I'm not generally, well, I say I'm not, I do all the gear all the time, and I do wear all the gear all the time for exactly that reason. Trundling along at what, 20 mile an hour on the DRZ, front wheel catches a rut of tarmac, and before you know it, you're on the floor. And because you're wearing all the kit takes the damage and you don't. So yeah, it's I'm not going to preach to anybody, but that's my opinion. Now, how's this look? Tony's just checking the sign. No, he's not happy. So we are looking for the next one. Yeah, I broke one of the clips on my knee armour. The bottom clip snapped off. Well, obviously it landed, so I might see if I can fix that at some point. Probably not. But that's what it's for, it does the job, doesn't it? It's got to be down here, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Map check time. Map check done. This is the right way. Again, it takes 2 minutes just to check the map and make sure that where you're riding is the right place. No, it looks like we're going through the gate. I do like those. Right, if anyone knows and has ridden off-road in the winter or the autumn, wet leaves are like ice. So alright, we'll see where this goes. Yeah, when Tony said it sounded like a trailer behind him, and it wasn't, it was my bike crashing to the floor and sliding down it. It sounded like it was a big old empty farm trailer. Yeah, it's definitely slippery. You have to watch out when you're close to a village, because that's when you get dog walkers and stuff. And obviously we don't want to be pissing people off. Unlike the other group of people that seem to ride where they want, ride in huge groups and obviously do piss people off, which is why I'm no longer a member. Well, I'm no longer a member because when I questioned it, they deleted me from their WhatsApp group and said your type of riding is different to my type of riding or our type of riding. So yeah, they can stick to their type of riding because it's not what I want to be doing. I want to be keeping it as it should be, so we can keep riding these lanes for a long time without people getting pissed off with us. I'm having to keep ducking to keep the camera off the trees. Yeah, it is slippery. But luckily Tony's he's given me a lead where it's low because he's a lot taller than me. So if I see leaves falling down, it's him banging his head on stuff. Hey, shit, that's slippery. Nice. A big old bit of mist in the woods there. We're still going straight ahead? Yeah, we are. Let's crack on. I'll probably cool, that's lucky I got out of that rut. I'll probably switch the camera off when we get to the bottom until we find some decent good old muddy lanes, because that's what we want and that's what makes good video of idiots like me falling off into big muddy ditches. Right, back soon people. Tony says this is steep, so I'm going to give him a bit of space. I shut the camera off and then we did the most fucking rooty, awful climb that I think I've ever done. It was unbelievable. Yeah, I think I'm gonna oh, that's a big rut, and I think I'm going to end up in it. Tony's trying to stay out of it, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. We're still on? Yeah, we're still on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He's going to have to drop down in there at some point. This chalk is like fucking ice, as you can probably see. Tony's a good rider on a decent bike with new tyres, and you can probably see that he's trying not to let it run away from him, because otherwise it's going to be like a runaway train. Oi. This is hard work. Now what do we think's better? Do we think it's better to stay in the rut this side? Oh. Okay. Let's knock the engine off. Yeah. Oh, that's why. Stuck under a root. What are the odds of that, eh? Handlebar sticking under a root. Alright. Might have to drop my goggles off. Steaming up. Got this mud and shite. Okay. Quick camera check. Yeah, we're still there. Chalk is like ice, it really is. You wouldn't believe it, but yeah, it's bad. Tony be at the bottom going, where is he? Yeah, good mate. Oh, still there. It's actually a lot better without my goggles because I can see where I'm going, and as long as I don't follow Tone too close so that he roosts me, which he won't deliberately obviously, we should be alright. I've got a bit of stick. Yeah, that'll do it, won't it? Give the lens a wipe. And we're off. Yeah, for those of you that don't ride chalk, it's hard, or chalk or clay really, it's hard to describe how slippery it is, other than fucking slippery would be the description, as you saw. Right, we're all good. Let's crack on, catch you in a bit. Now this is the byway where, if you saw an earlier DRZ video, this is the byway that I knocked myself out on. Knocky outy byway. Don't plan on doing that today, but long story short, I hit a tree, knocked myself out, and the GoPro carried on running, and I didn't move for about 3.5 minutes, I think. Well, I then woke up, picked the bike up, rode home. My wife and my neighbour helped me get out my kit and took me to hospital, and I had x-rays and a CT scan, and then the first time I was awake, if you like, was when my wife said, we're just waiting for the results of your CT scan and your x-ray. And I sort of, it was like a light switch went on, and I'm sat there in a hospital wearing normal kit, and the last thing I remember is this. So yeah, head injuries. I had concussion for a fair while. So yeah, take it easy, people. I'm trying to think where it was. It was there was a long straight, which I knew I would have gassed it down. So it was quite easy to guess where it was. Oh, it's getting a bit boggy here, a bit slippery. Yeah, it was down here, down the end of here. So I gassed it, at least I think it was here, I gassed it all the way down here. Or was it this bit? God, I can't remember now. I know it when I see it. I think it might have been here. Gassed it down this straight. And got to this corner and didn't make it, and I hit that tree there. There we go. And then I managed to slide it. Hey, managed to pick the bike up and ride home. So that's what your self-preservation, your sort of natural instincts do for you. They, you know, they take over, because I have zero recollection of anything. I remember riding. I have no recollection of the crash, and I have nothing between the crash, well, between riding and hospital. And yeah, split my helmet so hence the new helmet. Yeah, put a big crack in the side of the helmet where I obviously head-butted the tree. Trees are always going to win in those situations. Tony can obviously hear the pipe, can hear me arsing about. Nice. Right, back to the road, back in a bit. Now this is one of those little lanes that's closed to cars but open to motorcycles. You have to make sure that you read the byway signs correctly, because I didn't ride this last year. I mentioned it to someone and they said, oh no, have a look again. The order on the byway is for cars, so if you're on a motorcycle you can still ride it between October and April. I guess it's because the cars cause, you know, the 4x4s cause a lot of damage. So I've ridden this lane before, but in the summer. And even in the summer, I'm sure there was a bit up here that was really boggy. And it looked like the 4x4s had basically dug a massive pit. Unless I'm talking about the wrong place. The trouble is, after a while, a lot of these lanes, they all merge into one. And you think you're on one and you're not on it, until obviously you get the experience and you know where you're going. Alright, Tone's standing up, so I think I will. He obviously sees something I don't. Although to be fair, it's quite slippery. It's very stony underneath these leaves. I can see as he's brushing the leaves away, lots of stones and brick. So I'm guessing, yeah, standing up just gives you a bit of a better view. Yeah, it makes sense. See, I count myself very much a novice. I do a lot of, say a lot, I do as much riding as I can. Yeah, see, this is where they dug it. Oh, they filled it in, look. Yeah, good move, because that was bloody awful. Where the 4x4s had mullered that up. Alright. Feet up. See, I like keeping my feet dry. These boots aren't bad, but I like dry feet. Slippery. Yeah, where they filled that channel in there, the 4x4 guys, they made a massive great ditch. So someone's obviously put a bank in there to sort that out. Right. Whoa. Lost the front there. Yeah, I definitely didn't put my feet up for that. I kept my feet on the pegs and stood up. I'm not that daft. This is a nice little route though. I don't mind stuff when it's boggy, but when all you do is end up slogging through wet mud, gets a bit tiring and a bit wearing. Whereas this is just nice to get out and about, down the lanes, bit of fresh air with a mate, and chill out. Motorcycles are my therapy, and you know, you might get back a bit knackered in the odd bump and bruise or broken little finger, but it's just, look, it's lovely to get down the lanes. Look at this, beautiful, isn't it, eh? Beautiful. Spin it up. Shouldn't really, because that's when I get carried away, and that's when I tend to fall off. There's a split there, but I don't know where that goes. But we do have the old green map, and that's what we've been doing, the TRF green map. We've been stopping and looking at the green map and checking the routes. Now it's a real shame it's not interactive and you can't see yourself on it, because otherwise you could pop your, you know, your phone or whatever on a little hard protective case on the bars, and you'd actually be able to see the routes as they appear. One of the other guys suggested Is it map.me? I had played it last night, but I couldn't quite get it working. So I've left my phone in my pocket, and then all we do when we stop is just have a quick little map check, see where we're going, and make sure we stay on the routes we should be on. This is a long old track, isn't it? You're going to get bored of listening to me talking about this, talking about nature and shit. But yeah, this bike is, I could do with maybe the bars just slightly higher. I don't know. Maybe if I'm standing up for a long time. Although I don't know, what is the right riding position? Standing up with the bars. Should you be bent over? Should you be elbows out? You know, you see a lot of different sort of motocross stuff. I know when I was riding sort of on tracks and things, everyone used to say, you know, on a right hand bend, your left elbow would be up and you'd be really chucking the bike into the corner, you know, around a berm or whatever. But that's not what we're doing here. So if anyone's got any links to riding videos that are going to teach me to improve my riding, chuck them in the bottom. Every day's a school day. See, my normal riding is tarmac. I used to road race, so tarmac is the place I'm happy at. Where some people are just a bit more gifted. I don't mind the bike moving around. I'm used to it moving around on the track. You know, if you were racing and it was wet, unless you're on full wets, and even on full wets the bike would move around a little bit, but the grip was huge. Full wets in the rain is like riding hard in the dry on road tyres. You can't comprehend it really. You know, knee down, pissing down with rain. It takes a little while to get used to. But my well, I was going to say gift. Fucking hell, I wasn't gifted road riding. I did alright. You know, won a few races, and I think I still got a lap record for class at Castle Combe, which was a bloody awful, very fast circuit. You don't want to fall off there. Whoa, this is muddy. But yeah, I definitely my off-road skills are on the lower end of the spectrum, shall we say. Ah, I think I know where we are. We're out on the A20 now. Yeah, I think we are. But I'm glad Tony knows his way around. Or are we? Are we? No, we're not. I've got no fucking idea where we are. Right. Map check time, back in a bit. Right, any of you that watch my channel from the early days will remember me drowning my 250 RS down here. So this is a bit of a nemesis track for me, because I know where there's a big hole. Oh, tones down. I missed that. That's unusual. You alright, mate? I can see, yeah. Yeah, the big puddle's a little bit further on. So at least there's two of us now, so we can help each other out. Call this mud where it fell in the bank. Yeah, it fell over on the bank, and then a tree root went over there. I was trying to pick it up, wondering why it wouldn't pick up, because it's not that heavy. And yeah, soon found out why, because there was a tree root completely over the handlebars, and you're not going to break that. It was about an inch thick. Right, Tone has to switch his ABS off each time he stops, and then we'll get cracking on again. See, his tyres are nice and sharp. There's a bit of a trade-off with tyres. Decent off-road tyres don't give you a lot of grip on the road, as I found out earlier. We'll say grip, I'd have probably crashed on the road bike, to be fair. It was like ice, that road. And you should try and obviously avoid spinning it up, especially on the road, because you're going to take the sharp edge off the knobbly. Yeah, which obviously that's the bit that gives you the grip. So, alright, Tone's going for the middle. I'm going for the outside. Well, I'm thinking the middle might have been. He's dropped onto the outside as well. I quite like riding with Tony, or like riding with just people with more experience than me, because you can see where they ride and the routes that they take, because obviously they're probably looking, Tony's looking a little bit further ahead than I am. Let's try and get out of that, and we're out. Yeah, so he looks a bit further ahead than I do. I spend too much time staring at the ground in front of me, wondering what the front tyre's going to hit and pitch me off. So it means that I can follow his route. And one thing I've adopted, which is a bit of advice, was a looser grip on the bars. I used to grip the bars really fucking tight, and all that does is tire your arms out, to be fair. Whereas a looser grip just helps out. Right, I think we're getting towards the puddle of doom now. Whether it will still be there, I'm sure it will be. I can't remember how much further along it is. Oh, it's here. It's here and it's almost gone. Fucking hell. See, there's me worrying about it. And just rode straight through it. I wonder why it was so deep last time, because that was when was that? I'm trying to think when in the year that was. Actually, it was probably this time of year, wasn't it? It might have been a year ago that I did that. And I know when the fields opened out, it was pretty boggy along here as well, but yeah, I think this is drier. Trying to avoid the camera. Yeah, this was the other bit, it was marshy. You can tell by that plant. You see that little plant there? They grows in marshy conditions. I've been on enough military training areas to recognise that plant and recognise maybe not to go that way if you can help it. Oh, the bars are getting snagged. I do love a bit of off-roading. Second gear. Whoa. Second gear and it starts to slip out the rut. Yeah, slow it down, slow it down. So I don't know, standing up feels, you feel like you've got a bit more control at times, but then it feels like it's harder on the grip. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. These bars are trying to tuck all the time. It's a shame that on the carry you haven't got feeler vision, because you would feel it. And I look up every now and then, I see Tony leaning to one side, and I know exactly why he's leaning. It's because his bars are tucking as well. I could probably be in second gear. I think I'm in first. And just chug up. Yeah, that's... Rest the engine a little bit. And I mean, these motors are dead tractable, to be fair, but that's actually a little bit easier. Because obviously the more you spin it, the more it tends to be inclined to spin the back wheel up. As I had earlier. There was the steep climb that I didn't video, which I fucking wish I had done. I said to Tony when we got to the top, I said, fuck me, I was trying to get into second the whole way up, but I couldn't. And he said, oh, I selected second as soon as I rolled off. And you're a bit like, yeah. See, that's experience. But that's why you ride with other people, and that's why I want to get some riding with the TRF guys, just to, you know, when you know, like he knew it was going to be a steep climb, you bung it straight into second gear as you roll away, and then you've got that tractability of the motor, because it makes all the sense. All the sense makes sense. But no, this has been a lovely ride. I'm probably going to end it when we get to the end here, because I reckon we've been out for a couple of hours. So right, gents, if you're riding, stay safe. If you're not riding, watch shit videos like this on YouTube. Oh, it's starting to rain as well. Oh, happy days. And I'll see you on the next adventure of DRZ in about, maybe. See you soon, peeps. Take care.